And so I invite you now to join us in this climate of peace, this climate here that we create by our intention, a peace that passes all understanding and moves from an infinite place. We let go of everything we have experienced this day in order to open ourselves to something far more powerful, far more uplifting and healing. We let go of everything we have witnessed, all we have said, all we have thought. And we come into this space, into this crucible of eternity. This love that comes from an infinite source is our very identity. It's our very being. And it unites us as a fabric of life and love. And so we breathe into it. And we let go of everything unlike it. And we breathe in again. And we let go. And we allow the holy fire of love to infill us and set our hearts on fire, to burn away everything that humanity and our egos do that is out of alignment with it. And so we lift up all of those throughout our country now who are hurt and wounded, feeling anger, fear, anxiety, uncertainty. All of those emotions in ourselves where we are one. And we bless them and burn them in the holy fire of love and awareness. This holy moment, we are rooted in our oneness, and nothing takes us from it. We open ourselves now to be emissaries of light right where we are, to say what needs to be said, to shine the light upon illusion, to shine the truth and speak it fearlessly. We allow ourselves now to know what it is for each of us, what is mine to do and to be in this world that needs the light, the truth, and the love. And we bring it. We are it. And so it is. Amen.
As we move into our time of sacred chant, I invite you to sing with us. Perhaps you haven't done any singing since you've been in this space with us singing, and you're just listening at home. The energy that you're feeling in your body now, use that through your voice to send out a sacred vibration. It doesn't matter what it sounds like. We can't hear you. Just send out that sacred vibration of love, of peace, of light into the world. Let's join together and sing. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send peace over the mountains. I send peace over the sea. I send peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me. And we join in singing this blessing prayer, Longtime Son, which concludes with the word Satnam, which mean the truth within you, Satnam. Let us know that for all people now as we sing. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Satnam. Let's move into our time of meditation now. I invite you to sit comfortably. Close your outer eyes. Bring your attention inward. Open your palms. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Getting in touch with the movement of the air and the body. Bringing oxygen to all of your cells. Releasing what is no longer needed. Relaxing the body and letting go. Letting go. Letting go. There is that of you that already knows oneness, that is always in meditation, that is at peace. That is infinite. So we release anything unlike the truth that we are. As we breathe and we welcome whatever arises, we welcome it as all part of the experience. Any lingering stress or anxiety, fear or concern, we hold it in sacred space. We hold vigil with ourselves, knowing that we are ever loved by the very divine presence that we truly are. In that awareness, we're going to move into an ancient practice. This practice of loving kindness meditation has been practiced by people for some 2,500 years. It is used to evoke loving kindness to yourself and for others. As we engage in this practice, your heart may be overflowing with love and peace. And it is possible that you may have the opposite reaction at first. Other feelings may arise that have been harbored within you, some anger or irritation. Let that be okay as well. Whatever arises is perfect. Just be patient and kind with yourself as we enter into this practice. Allowing whatever arises to be beheld in the infinite heart of love and peace and a spirit of friendliness. And so we begin by loving ourselves because it is impossible to be a light in the world, to love others, if we do not love ourselves. And so let us begin by inwardly knowing these statements for ourselves. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. As you hold these statements, as we repeat them, I invite you to follow the Buddha's instruction, who invited us as we do this practice to imagine ourselves as a young, beloved child. Or you can behold yourself just as you are now, knowing that you are held in the heart of loving kindness. So let us know this together. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Breathe that in. And allow. Loving kindness for yourself. Now choose a benefactor. Choose someone who has cared for you in your life truly. And know this truth for that person, whoever showed up in your mind first. Let us inwardly know this together. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. Now include another person that you love, evoking loving kindness for them. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. Let us include now all who are in our satsang experience together tonight. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. Let us direct our energy and attention now to people everywhere. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. And now for all animals on the planet. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. And now for our whole earth. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well.
May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. Feel your connection now with all beings, with all the earth. As you continue to use these words in your own practice, it will serve to return you to calm, to open your heart as you take the journey of your heart in your spiritual life. So we feel ourselves grounded as we return our attention to the body, feeling our connection of our feet with the earth. Noticing our hands and moving the body in whatever way feels good to you to reawaken your awareness, to let go of any stress or tension from sitting still. Gently bringing your focus to this space with a soft focus at first, allowing the light into your eyes, feeling yourself fully present here and now. Namaste.
Now, as you gently return to this time and place, as you breathe and as you feel yourself centered now in the truth of being, as waves of awareness and reality and observing conditions continues to come into our awareness of human activity and of activities of ego and the ways in which things may be upsetting to us and around us. We can see the truth of the reality of things and not lose sight of the divine truth inside of each and every soul, within our own souls. And so we can practice this loving kindness, this peacefulness, first for ourselves and then blessing the world with it, and not lose sight of how things are unfolding around us. We can have both vision. This is what we teach. This is what we remember. And at this time, this is also our opportunity to share with the world not just our love, not just our peace, not just our words, but our teachings and our energy. And our energy comes in many forms. And now is the opportunity to share with our gifts exactly what it is that our love would dictate. How do we want to share? What would we like to give? You see the text to give opportunity on the screen before you, and it's an opportunity for you to share from the depths of your heart. In all the ways we share, as we give, so shall we receive. And so as we use this opportunity to bless our gift, let us do it together by calling it by its name. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. And so it is. Amen.
On this evening where we have experienced great division in our country, I'm grateful to share this song with you as a means to hold vigil for truth, for love, for kindness, compassion, for peace. So many things we can't control, so many hurts that happen every day, so many heartaches that pierce the soul, so much pain that won't ever go away. How do we make it better? How do we make it through? What can we do when there's nothing we can do? We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find when we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow might bring. Nobody really wants to fight. Nobody really wants to go to war. Everyone wants to make things right. So what are we always fighting for? Does nobody want to see it? Does nobody understand? The power to heal is right here in our hand. We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find when we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow might bring. And it's not enough to talk about it. It's not enough to sing a song. We must walk the walk about it. You and I, do or die. We've got to try to get along. We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find when we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow might bring. And I know we shall find true peace of mind if we always remember we can be kind.
so blessed to share that song tonight. We Can Be Kind by David Friedman. I have some history with that song. I worked with David Friedman. I'm really grateful to have had the opportunity to have worked on his show. He did an off-Broadway production of a whole evening of his music, and it was upstairs at Studio 54, and it's called Listen to My Heart, the songs of David Friedman. And I was a young actress. This was set about 18 years ago, a young actress in New York, and I was the merchandising manager, so I sold the sheet music and the CDs and the shirts and everything, and I was there at every performance, and I got to hear this song and all the songs, and so this song lives in me. It's just a part of the fabric of my being now. And on opening night, I'd just been going to Unity for, just beginning to go in my early years of attending Unity, and the opening night, he gave me this gift of this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And that was my first introduction to Eckhart Tolle, and I had no idea how that book was going to influence my life. And what a kindness he showed me and his generosity to me at that time. And I'm just so grateful. We're going to talk about kindness tonight as we talk about stepping into our true path, a path with heart. A happy new year. We're only 6 days into a brand new baby year. It's still new, it's still fresh, still filled with possibilities. And it looks like we have a lot of time ahead of us, right? January 6th. I think one of the greatest lessons that we received from 2020 about time is that we really don't know how much time we have. We don't know how much time we have with loved ones or before things change. For me, I feel like 2020 was like our collective heart expressing and telling us to stay, allowing us to stay home, to have the opportunity to tend to ourselves, to be in our bubble, to heal our wounds and grieve our losses. And so now we're in a new year, and it's a perfect time to reassess our path, where we're headed. So how do we know if we're on the right path? How do you know if you're on the right path? There's some wisdom from Don Juan, who was in his teachings to Carlos Castaneda. He said, look at every path closely and deliberately. Try it as many times as you think necessary. Then ask yourself and yourself alone one question. This question is one that only a very old man asks. My benefactor told me about it once when I was young, and my blood was too vigorous for me to understand it. Now I do understand it. I will tell you what it is. Does this path have a heart? If it does, the path is good. If it doesn't, it is of no use. So we're beginning a series on A Path with Heart, a wonderful book written by Jack Kornfield. This was a book that when I first stepped into my first Insight Meditation Sangha was the book that my Sangha leader recommended, A Path with Heart. Jack Kornfield, he's a master meditation teacher, if you're not familiar with him, and a psychologist. And this is a book on inner transformation. And so many times this time of incubation or quarantine seems like a cocoon where some transformation is happening, and we're strengthening our wings to open up and share more of who we are with the world. Jack Kornfield is known for bringing Eastern meditation into our American life, into being a householder, into regular living and practice rather than going out into a monastery and committing to meditation, that it is practical and useful and able to be incorporated into everyday living. Jack Kornfield said that in pursuing a spiritual life, what matters is simple. It's simple, it's not complicated. We must make certain that our path is connected with our heart. And nobody can tell us what a heart-centered path for us looks like, how it's going to unfold. And even those of us in Unity, and Karen and I are both Unity ministers, and we've both taken very different journeys to end up in this place, and David as well has taken a different journey, and we're arriving in the same place. Our paths are going to look different. And even in the same field, in the same arena, that will make different choices and move in different places and work in different groups. And so we want to continue to be open to our heart's guidance and where that's leading us. The great spiritual traditions can give us promises that sound very appealing, promises of enlightenment and bliss, levitation, great manifestations of the secret. You'll just law of attraction and you'll just have everything. And while those things can happen, they're not the goal of spiritual life. We can fall in spiritual life into the same kind of trappings that we can fall into in society, trappings of materialism, of ambition, of individualism that leads to isolation. They can be repeated into our spiritual life. So we want to be conscious that we're not just spiritualizing some ego-driven methods, and that we're really living from the spirit, from the heart. And so in order to do that, it takes time to get to know your heart, to take your heart out on a date, to take some precious time to hold space and to ask yourself, am I following a path with heart? Only you will know that, and just allow it to bubble up and be revealed. Knowing that all paths are different, and just being with the beauty of what arises, the mystery of what may come as some guidance as to a community to be a part of, or a class to take, or some training, or some way to serve that may be coming forward as a different avenue for the light that you are, for your journey. Allow the answer to just arise in your being. Now, we've gotten so busy in the hecticness of life that we have forgotten to converse with our hearts. So we want to take some time to cultivate that. In Buddhist teachings, teach that life is precious. All life, every life form is precious, regardless. Astronauts know this truth that have left Earth, as Jack Kornfield tells us in A Path of Heart, that they've left Earth, they've discovered this truth, and he tells a story of Russian cosmonauts who, and I thought this was really interesting, as I was reflecting on the word cosmonaut, that cosmonaut is a sailor of the universe. It literally means sailor of the universe. Doesn't that sound fun? Don't you want to sail around the universe? I just love that imagery of being out there and exploring in that way. But this is real people, of course. And this is what they shared. We brought up small fish to the space station for certain investigations. We were to be there for 3 months. After about 3 weeks, the fish began to die. How sorry we felt for them! What we didn't do to try to save them. On Earth, we take great pleasure in fishing, but when you're alone and far away from anything terrestrial, any appearance of life is especially welcome. You see how precious life is. So to bring our attention to life allows us to see the preciousness of it. Have you slowed down to recognize the preciousness of your life and the life that's unfolding around you? To notice the caterpillar munching on the leaves outside of your home, growing day by day, or notice the animals burrowing for acorns, or just noticing a plant and how it changes throughout the day, or the phases of the moon. How precious something small that is an expression of life is. Just helps to illuminate how precious our lives are. Spiritual practice can bring us into this awareness of the preciousness of life without having to go out into space and be away from it for a while to value it. Taking time to be centered, to be aware of the movement of the breath, sensations in the body, flow of the thoughts, allows us to bring our full attention forward so we can just be, to be in the moment. Power of now. So Jack Kornfield says the question to ask as you're exploring the path with heart is, did I love well? Did I love well? And there's a way to examine that. Did I love well? And the practice that is part of the Buddhist teachings is to reflect on your death, to consider, wow, we may live decades ahead, or we may have one more day or week or a month. We don't know how much time we have left, truly. Death is certain for us, and the only thing we don't know is exactly the time of its occurrence. And so in the practice, you imagine yourself at the end of your life. And so we can just kind of think of that now. You can go a little more deeply in your own time, but just kind of picturing yourself, just reviewing your life, casting your memory over your life, and considering 2 good deeds that you did over your life. Now, it doesn't have to be a big world-changing thing. Just 2 good deeds that show up. And you may be surprised at how simple they are. I did this practice, and something came up for me of a student that I had years ago before I became a minister, who I had encouraged, and it was teaching dance, and she wasn't participating, and she said she didn't have her dance attire yet, because you had a certain attire you had to wear that was required for the class. And after a couple of sessions, I pulled her aside, and I wanted to find out a little more about what was happening, because it seemed like a long time, and she let me know she couldn't find dance clothes for her size body, and she felt ashamed, and she didn't want to take the class. And I just told her how beautiful she was, and wear a bathing suit, wear something, find something that works for you, that fits you. I wasn't so attached to a certain brand or a certain type of thing, but just to let her know that she reflected back to me. She cried, and just how she felt seen and she felt loved. And I hold that in my heart, even though I don't remember her name anymore. I hold her in my heart, and I feel like it's things like that stay with us. So it could be anything that comes up for you. It may be something very simple. Some of the examples that Jack Kornfield shares are an elementary school teacher who, her memory was when small children were having a hard day and they would cry, and she would just hold them and just give them a hug. She held that in her heart. Another woman shared that one of the things that she did was on crowded streets, that when she went to get in a parking space, if somebody else was going for the same space, she just let them have the space. And that was her good deed. And that stayed on her heart. So just recognize that if it's hard for you to even think of anything, that it doesn't mean there aren't good deeds that you did. It may be that you're being hard on yourself, you're judging yourself too harshly, and that can be getting in the way of your seeing yourself clearly. So the loving kindness practice helps with that, with moving some of that energy. It doesn't mean that you haven't done any good, so allow that energy to move and behold yourself and love it, and you'll see the good that you've done that comes forward. So at the end of your life, will you ask yourself how much money you have in the bank, how many books you wrote, or what you achieved? Maybe. Those who are on a path with heart will ask, did I love well? Did I live fully? Did I learn to let go? I want to close with a story of a famous rabbi who was living in Europe, and a man came especially to visit him in Europe from New York. He traveled by ship to see him, and he went to his home. It was a large house in a European city. He went to the home to see this famous rabbi, and he was brought up to the attic to see him, and he was surprised when the rabbi opened his door, and all there was a small attic room with a bed and a chair and some books. And after they exchanged greetings with each other, the man said to this master teacher, "Rabbi, where are your things?" And the rabbi asked him in return, "Where are your things?" And the visitor replied, "I'm only passing through." And the rabbi replied, "So am I. So am I." We're only passing through in this life. Let's take the spiritual path that is of the heart, that affords us of that which we can carry with us: the kindness, the compassion, the love, the peace, a path with heart. I'm excited to begin this journey with you in this series. Namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Jeanmarie. That was a wonderful message, a great way to start off our series in the new year. I'm still kind of like rolling around in my mouth the one about the story about the astronauts, recognizing the preciousness of life when surrounded with the emptiness, of space. And yeah, that really struck me, because I thought, even when we're like in a building, like as we are here, or even when I'm in my home, there are things that aren't alive around me. One can quibble, which we could talk about, but always windows reveal so much life that I feel surrounded by that. And what's fascinating to me is how to see space as filled with life, which is also what we teach. But it doesn't, we can't feel the responsiveness of that, or maybe we can. I haven't been in space before, unless this counts, I'm on the planet and I'm, in atmosphere still, but anyway, I'm going to play around with that in my own mind. That was a great revelation. I loved your personal stories too, and the ways in which you found opportunities in your life to give from a place of kindness that just came automatically and naturally. Say something about that. If you can recall, or what you see now, how would someone who doesn't necessarily think they're very kind, or feel very kind, or feel kindly, how do we conjure up kindness? What kind of advice might you give?
Just look be open to what is needed in the moment. If somebody is walking out of a store with a lot of packages, hold the door open for them. I think it's as simple as that. Just noticing where I notice if somebody's trying to get in my lane, I let them in. It's okay. I just let them in rather than trying to. Too many people just speed up here. I don't get it, but I'll let them in. I'm not going to let 20 in, but I'll let them in. I think that it's that. Just letting go the need to kind of put yourself first all the time, and see where you can put somebody else. Give to someone and put them first, and give of your time. I think being of service, there are always opportunities, and that opens up our hearts to kindness, and there's lots of ways to give here in our community that are available even now with our Houston Food Bank food distributions on Wednesdays. We're always welcoming volunteers, and I had the opportunity to do that the last 2 weeks because we didn't have Wednesday night Satsang, which has afforded me the time to be with our Union of the Community group and to give food to those in our community that are hungry. And it wasn't hard. It took some time. It was fun. It was social. It was outside, socially distanced, and it fed my soul. So just ask, open the spirit, ask somebody else, hey, can I help you with something, right? There's just infinite possibilities to get out of our own heads and open ourselves to others.
Great advice.
Beautiful. I love how you have woven two distinct ideas, related ideas, one having to do with the path that we're on, our journey, and the references to kindness and heart is sort of the quality with which we do that, and how those are dynamic, how they affect one another, and just how we hear what you say, and what we hear is sort of a mystery to us both. But I was reminded of a really marvelous poem by Ursula Le Guin that I just feel inspired to share.
Please do.
It's called the Tao Song, actually. So it's got a Buddhist reference. And Ursula Le Guin is, oh my gosh, she's a sci-fi fantasy writer, and tinged with Buddhism and absolutely American. But this poem, it hit me like frozen art sometimes can, whether it's a painting or a poem or something like that, or a photograph that is sort of like a fixed moment, and you can hover over it and really linger on it. This poem really struck me hard, and one day I asked her if I could have permission to set it to music, and she granted that permission. So I had an opportunity to really embody it, and that's why I have it memorized. So I'm going to share it with you now. Tao Song. O slow fish, show me the way. O green weed, grow me the way. The way you go, the way you grow, is the way indeed. O bright light, shine me the way, the right way, the one no one can say. If one can choose it, it is wrong. Sing me the way, O song. No one can lose it for long. I just love that. It's such a riddle of, you're referencing, well, how do you know if you're on the right path? And you said, try it a few times, and if it sings back to, I don't know what you said and what I heard, if it sings back to you, then maybe there's some evidence that you're on the right path. And I like the idea that I can't mess it up. God's got this. all I got to do is keep living into my truth. And then the quality of it, of being kind along the way, that just makes life better. Not merely for those to whom we're kind, but for ourselves, I'm not even saying for selfish reasons, but just a way of being in the world. The world, it's like lubricant in a way for just having life be a little bit gentler, kinder, more joyous.
I love that poem. I've never heard that before. It sounded a little bit like if Dr. Seuss was the Buddha, he would have written that. That's what kept coming to me. It's almost Yoda speak, very close, but loved it. The other, to add to your list, Jeanmarie, you gave many examples of little common everyday ways we can be kind. I can't recall if I've used it here or not as an illustration, but I've heard about, I'm trying to remember if I read it or if I actually know this person. Do you know how old you have to get when you can't decide if you've read it in a book or you actually knew that person? Anyway, let's talk about that another time. But whatever it is, a woman that I know of, she was in retirement, and she made a practice of walking out of her front door every morning all the way out to wherever the newspaper was dropped. And for those of you who don't know what a newspaper is, Jen will put something in the comment section for you. She would bend over and pick up the newspaper, and she would hold it to her heart, and she would walk slowly and very consciously all the way back to the house with it. And one day she was asked about that practice, and she said that what she does every morning is, with that folded newspaper, she realized that every name that was in there was either some great achievement or some terrible tragedy or some upset, some things, whatever it was outside of ordinary life in some way. And she held them without knowing consciously who or what. She would just hold all of them in her heart. Wow. And I thought, now what is the electronic equivalent of that? And so I'm wondering if we could do that with our screens, where we just place our hand on the screen, maybe even a black screen, just one that's turned off. But everything that will appear today, anything that comes into my awareness, maybe that could be our morning blessing, that we just use a Buddhist heart to just bless and embrace, with love and spaciousness, whatever hurt or upset or tragedy or amazing feat or whatever it is that I will become aware of today in advance, and just bless it in advance. And I think in some ways we become it, we transmute the dross that is the illusion, and we simply pull out more of the truth of things and the beauty. And I think we could do that, and that to me would be a great use of our heart energy, I think.
Yes. You're sharing that. I thought of the Fillmores and how they always had the globe on stage with them, and that was their World Wide Web, maybe. It was the globe of the earth, and just holding that in consciousness.
That's true.
Well, and especially today, it's almost as if you knew the question I was going to ask. I was going to ask each of you to riff on, given what you've shared, how to apply it to today. Because I watch the TV and am just astonished at the avalanche of thought that comes through my head as I'm watching it, wanting to detach myself from it and not wanting to detach from it, and just a whole range of emotion. And I can't say as I was all that successful today in managing it with loving kindness. I had to kind of dial down my judgment about it a little bit, and I did think this at one point, that a good friend of mine uses this around illness. Now you can get mischievous with this, so don't take it too literally, but it's a nice little query, little question. Like if you have an injury or you have some sort of malady with your body, and you just live into the question, well, if there's something that you haven't communicated with your mouth, that your body is communicating in a different way, what would that be? And it's an opportunity to kind of look, well, I don't know, and then sometimes you do know, and you can say, and it kind of opens up the energy a little bit. So I'm kind of mapping that onto this situation, like, okay, if this outward demonstration of pain is something that hasn't gotten heard, maybe, what might that be? So I did get so far as to at least ask that question, but I can't say as I found much comfort in it today. I think that would be very grounding if either of you would have something meaningful to say about that.
Well, I had to release. I watched coverage, and I felt a lot of feelings around it, and I had to just release that energy. And one of the ways I do is just like by toning, and whatever toning comes out for as long and as loud as it needs to come out, so that that energy is moved, and I can make a choice from a clear space and not a triggered space, a mind. So I find it's helpful just to recognize and honor what appears, and that it's welcome, it's okay, and it needs expression, so I give it expression, and maybe I could make another choice, like hit a pillow or some other way to move that energy, because if I don't do that, I can be taken over by it, and then I'm wanting to make choices that are oppositional rather than kind and loving and centered. So it helps me to align more with the truth of who I am.
Thank you for asking that question. I think the danger for us spiritual people is to spiritually bypass and to go to the mountaintop or to nirvana or Om or try to lift ourselves out of feeling these negative feelings that we name and that we're maybe afraid of. I would say that it is the mastery of being able to be in it and not of it, and to not avoid it, and to let it saute us. Let us saute in it. Let us feel it. And not lose our sense of self, not lose our sight, because we are necessary to the recovery and to the healing. And we cannot recover or heal effectively anything we refuse to feel, or anything that we try to spare ourselves of. We are on the steps of the Capitol right now. We are all a part of this. This was our entire country going through this, witnessing it, experiencing it with all of the myriad feelings and everything. And we are of this same cloth. And we have tools to remember what the truth is and where we're headed with it. And we had to do this today. This had to happen, in my opinion. And only largely because it did. I'm not saying I'm a prophet or anything like that, but because it happened, I know it must happen.
If God wanted it any other way, it would have been that way.
Right? Or if we didn't need it to happen, I don't want to go there. Okay, so so just go back to whatever your philosophy is. However we got there, we are here. And this did happen, and we witnessed it together. Therefore, this could actually be the rallying movement for those who are predisposed and ready to help heal this country and really get past the division and the polarization we have been living in and festering in for, I'm going to say 20 years or longer. And it's really, really time. And I see this truly as a milestone, a holy moment that we can take advantage of. And I fully intend to. And we speak the truth, we say what we feel, we see what we see, we speak the truth and call it by its name. And I'm so grateful that you're with us. And those of you who will see this, I hope that it draws, you draw strength from it and recognize that we're all in this together. That this is our moment to move together in a whole new way. And we're in a baby new year, and thank God it happened now. Honestly, I just couldn't be happier in the sense that we're moving. This has broken something open in us, and it will be up to us who have the tools and the vision to call it forth into greater and greater good. And that's our work. And just wallow in it as much as you can. and remember at the same time, double vision. That's what the spiritual truth is, double vision. Being able to see it, feel it, but not be of it. And speak the truth.
In love.
In love, absolutely, the compassion that we can have.
Amen.
So let's move into the space in our service now where we take in our prayer requests. The reason we do this now, and we want you to remember this, is that we're not far away from each other. We are one with each other. And that you are with us in this moment. There is a fabric of unity that is where there is no time or space between us, for we are of the same being. And so as we call that, as we know it, we call it forth, we call that prayer. Because what it does is it aligns us fundamentally from head to toe, heart, mind, soul, body, into alignment with the truth that is. And so this is our opening into our time of prayer. And so we create a safe place among us so that no matter where we are geographically, that in heart to heart is a space. And into that space we place our intentions, our loved ones, the conditions we would like to see changed, the people that we would like to see experiencing greater good, greater life, greater love, greater peace, greater oneness. And so as we breathe into our hearts and activate them with the holy fire of love, we now speak quietly the names and conditions into the space among our hearts. And so we know that this is indeed a holy act. We remember that together there is nothing that we cannot achieve or heal or change or become. And so we open ourselves now as individuals to this unfolding of our souls, collectively and individually. We move into this space and we bring it to the world in life, in love, in peace, spreading the light that we are to ignite all hearts afire with love. And so it is. Amen. So we have a few things starting in this new year. We are bringing our Unity Women this Saturday together online to collage your divine spirit. And Reverend Jeanmarie, I believe, is leading that with the Unity Women. It is something that Reverend Jeanmarie is really becoming a master in, I believe, in learning how to express these inner energies that are part of our souls, but bringing them into expression and allowing them to help us heal and to be aware. That's going to happen this Saturday. If you'd like to learn more about that, from 10 a.m. to noon, you can visit unityhouston.org for the registration and the supplies that you'll need for this great workshop. Collage Your Divine Spirit with Unity Women. This Sunday, Reverend Michael will be picking up the second in his series. He began last Sunday with this elucidation of spiral dynamics, and he's is calling it From Me to We. And this is another aspect of how human consciousness develops, and it will be particularly useful from what we've experienced and witnessed today, and more than likely what will happen between now and Sunday, whatever that is, how it is that we can see ourselves in a different kind of context. Hope that you'll be joining us online for that. Also, our Spanish service will be here in the Pyramid live streaming. La fe sin la duda no es válida. El poder de la fe. It is about faith without doubt isn't true. And so the power of faith is what Chris Perez will be speaking on. Hope that you can join her if you are also bilingual, Spanish speaker, or if you know of someone who is. Next Wednesday, I'll be picking up the thread of where Reverend Jeanmarie started today with a path with heart. And I'll be speaking on the war within, how it is that the conflict that comes up within us and how it is that we are equipped and what kinds of tools we can use to deal with the conflict of conflicting feelings and thoughts and beliefs, and always trying to bring out the best in ourselves. And how do we choose that? So join us next Wednesday night. This new year is bringing new classes into being here at Unity of Houston. One, of course, being with Reverend Jeanmarie, Absolute Abundance Metamorphosis. This is a great opportunity for you to stretch your prosperity muscles, to learn some things about yourself, and some teachings that we use in our New Thought teachings that will actually help you in your financial life, but also in your way of life, the way in which you can express and open to more support and sustenance in your life, and how you can interact and give from a generous place. All of these things will come up in this wonderful class, and that will start on Sundays, starting January 31st through April 11th, 1:30 to 3:30. It will be on Zoom. You can register at unityhouston.org. Do that now. Also, our Spiritual Education and Enrichment Week has been, the last couple of times, it's been in the middle of summer, but we, for the first time, are offering it here, a winter session. So if you would like to take some classes from our ministry team, as well as our guest ministers, Reverend Paul Tenalia and Reverend Jill Andrews, who will also be teaching some classes with us. They are day and night classes that are available. You get SEE, what we call Spiritual Education Enrichment Credit Eligibility. that will help you with any aspirations you may have to becoming a licensed Unity teacher or a minister. But you don't have to have those as goals at all. If you are new to Unity and would like to learn more about our teachings, this is an excellent way to jump in, and a great way to get to meet us individually as ministers as well. The early bird special goes on until January the 11th, so you can jump in there and register at unityhouston.org/SEE. So that would be a way to sign up. And those are our announcements. Now we're ready for our meta practice that will be led by Reverend Jeanmarie.
We join together in our prayer for the welfare of all beings. Let us send deep metta to the capital of our country, Washington, D.C., and our leaders. By the power of this practice, may all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they know the sacred joy that arises in the space beyond suffering. May they rest in equanimity that knows no grasping or hatred. May they experience the equality of all beings. May my practice be of benefit to all. Namaste.